Russian intercontinental ballistic missile. Russian state media says the Satan II, as it's called, could actually wipe out an area the size of Texas or France. So let's talk more about this with our senior international correspondent, Matthew Chance, who's joining us from Moscow. So, Matthew, what more do we know about this missile?
Well, it was commissioned back in 2010, so it's been a sort of very badly kept secret by the Russians. If its military abilities are real, which is what everybody expects, then it's quite a formidable weapon, a very formidable weapon. It can hit any target on either side of the United States, for instance. It's powerful enough to destroy a country. A single missile the size of France. It can carry up to 15 warheads. It can evade missile defences quite effectively as well. And so it's a pretty awesome sort of missile. But I mean, hopefully it won't ever be used. But the real political value of this is that it shows that Russia is still a nuclear superpower, that it can still compete, still has parity with the United States when it comes to.
Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to all you brothers out there on the highways and byways, teaching this truth and sincerity, risking your lives to do so. This is the brothers from GMS Colorado. We want to do a quick hit on the judgment of the world, man. The judgment of America being this nuclear fire. All right, because hell is not, a state under the ground with a dude with a pitchfork and some red guy, you know what I'm saying, with a serpent tail. All right, this hell is going to be made manifest through these nuclear weapons, man. So we're going to grab this first scripture, Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Calm, man. That what's going to darken out the moon and the stars is that nuclear fire. And I'm going to attach a video after this video, kind of, documenting what, a nuclear explosion would do to the earth. It would definitely block out the moon and the stars. It'd be similar to a volcanic eruption where you have all this, smoke and after fallout in the sky, man. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. And those grinders are going to be this constant, this tax farm that we live in America. This, wake up, go to work, keep paying bills, feeding the beast, man, through its tax infrastructure. All right. And then these people, their countenance is going to be darkened, man. Their faces are going to be, in peril, because they're going to realize that this system, first and foremost, isn't going to last forever. And then secondly, there's going to be a great judgment that comes upon the earth, man. And if you make it through those perilous times, then your ultimate, judgment is going to be that nuclear fire, man. Because the Most High destroyed the earth by water the first time. And the second time, he's going to clean the earth up by fire, man. This place is wicked as hell. Go ahead. This is relevant too. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Right, man? So all this mirth, man, all this merry joy in America, all right, all that shit's going to end, man. All this, new music, new movies every weekend, these repeat movies, everything in America that's designed to keep you docile and asleep and unaware of what's really going on in the world, or, how you should really be, dealing with your life, man. All that stuff's going to come to an end. All right, it's going to start by this World War III, which has already started, and then it's going to become a hot war, and there's going to be, America's going to get touched, man. There's no longer going to be a virgin shore of America. People are going to actually see physical war. See people that they care about die. And then ultimately, like we were saying, that fire, man. You know, Tom. Tom.
This is Joel chapter 2, verse 1. And it says, Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
And that's what's gonna happen, man. All the inhabitants of the world are gonna be trembling when they hear those, nuclear sirens on the TV. That test, man. It's like, that one.
This is not a test.
Yeah. That one sound, it's like, and it's like, this is just a test. But like, it's gonna come on. It's like, this is not a test.
When the Amber Alert come on or something.
Yeah. This is not gonna be a test, and it's gonna be like, there's 5 intercontinental ballistic missiles scheduled to hit the East Coast, the West Coast, and the Midwest. Take shelter immediately. Try and
hide in your bathtub.
Yeah.
That's gonna help you or some shit. Oh man. And that goes back to that video, man. And I think there's a video that Elder Malcolm sent us all in this camp, man. I think it's called like The Last Days, where you seen it, right? Where he like he calls his mom in the bathtub. He's like, "I'm scared, mom."
Yeah.
And the shit blows up, and it just but it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Okay.
And this is verse 2, and it says, "A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations."
Right, man. There's not going to be a day like this ever again, man. This is the only thing that hasn't happened under the sun, man. This judgment that's about to come on America and all the people that are in this wicked present world, they're going to be dealt with by the Most High, whether that's, lined up in a firing squad or taken away in those martial law camps, all right? Or it's some type of biological weapon that Esau's developed that he's going to release out here when shit hits the fan, all right? And then ultimately, if you make it to all that, then your final judgment is to get burned up and cleaned up in that fire, man.
This is verse 3. "A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them."
Right, man. So America's kind of still got that ask about it that, makes it a decent looking place. Aside from the fact that Esau has ravished the land and whatnot, you can still go outside and you see birds flying around to some degree. Of course, the whole thing is tainted, but it still has some type of life to it. When that fire comes to America, it's going to be made desolate. It's going to be made to where there's nothing but just desert, man. This place is just going to be a big ass sand pit after those bombs go off, man. There's not going to be any type of life that can be made, in this land, There's going to be nuclear fallout, man. There's, plants can't grow. All right. Animals can't live in that type of environment. Everything's going to be all irradiated. All right. Massive fallout, man. And of course, if you survive the bomb, the fire itself, which you probably won't, the biggest thing you're going to have to worry about is the fallout, man. You're going to be growing an arm out of your freaking head, man. Or growing a toe on your nose. All right, because that it alters your genetic infrastructure, man. That fallout does, and it definitely is fatal in high concentrations, and especially after a nuclear bomb. That's the thing you should be worried about.
This is Joel, all right, chapter 2, verse 4. And it says, "The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run."
And that fire is gonna run, man. That fire is gonna run all the way through all these places, man. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna have pity on man or woman or child. It's not gonna see nationality. That judgment, once it's unleashed on the earth, is gonna come to eat everybody up.
And it says, "Like the noise of chariots on top of the mountain, so shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array.
Right, man. And that's just basically parabolic speech in the sense that, that's how those bombs will be, man. It's a strong army, and the Lord's using that as a reference to compare that nuclear bomb to, an army that cannot be defeated, man. All right. Their chariots are strong. All right. These different missiles like the Satan II that I introduced in the beginning of this video is similar, man. It can dodge missile defense systems. All right. Like America has that Patriot missile defense system, or Israel has the Iron Net or whatever it's called.
Mhm.
So I mean, you're not going to be able to stop that missile, man. All right.
This is Joel verse 2, verse 7, and it says, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his way, and they shall not break their ranks.
Oh man, that's exactly what that means, man. Those missiles are going to go straight to where they're supposed to go. All right. They're going to have a destined target, and whether that the Lord's chariots, his angels, maneuver those missiles to where they need to be. And it's already been done, man. You see the chariots messing with these missile silos, turning
Yep.
the missiles on and off, and Esau's bugging out because he doesn't know how somebody can hack his shit.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden his missiles are arming themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that's getting into, man. Those missiles aren't going to break ranks, man. And like I said, this is a parabolic, a dark parable, like Elder Gabar would say, in the sense that those missiles are like a strong army, man. All right, a strong army that's not going to break ranks.
Well, that's like a mystery too, man, because that's not meant for everyone to get. You read this and you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're not gonna know what the fuck is going on.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna think it's an actual army, like there's gonna be dudes with swords, climbing walls and stuff, man. But that's speaking of that fire, right? It's gonna devour your skyscrapers. It's gonna devour your pleasant neighborhoods. It's gonna devour your nice Mercedes, your baby, your wife, your children, your whole family. Okay, and it's not gonna regard, like the brother said earlier, to regards of the elderly, the young. If you're not elected of Yahweh Shem Yahushai for salvation, then this fire, and you're not already dead from Jacob's trouble, this fire is coming for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is Joel chapter 2, verse 8. And it says, neither shall one trust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
Oh man, everybody's gonna walk their own way, man. All right. These missiles, they're gonna come and they're gonna destroy the foundation of the world, man. Not just America, but all these other nations, man. These wicked nations, man, including Europe. All right. Russia's even gonna get messed up itself. China. All right.
Okay. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 9. And it says, they shall run to and fro in the city, and they shall run upon the wall, and they shall climb up upon the houses, and they shall enter into the windows like a thief.
Right. And that's exactly the nature of a nuclear bomb, man. That's exactly how fire would travel. Up upon the wall. All right. Climb into houses through the windows. All right. When that fire spreads, like that clip I put in the beginning of the video as well, man, it's just going to eat everything up. There's not going to, you can't, like the brother said, the elder put that video in the chat, you're not going to be able to hide in your bathtub and, take shelter from nuclear fire, man. It's going to find your ass and it's going to eat you up.
Okay. And this is Joel chapter 2, verse 10. And it says, the earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining.
Right. And that nuclear fire is going to blot out the sun, man. All that smoke. All right. It's chemical and radiation and shit's going to block out the stars, man. All right. There's going to be all kinds of dust, like I was saying, of a volcano, man. It's going to prevent the sun from getting through, man. That's also going to make it extremely hard to live. And also, after the nuclear bomb goes off, it's going to make the world extremely cold, man, because the sun is used to heat the world. So when that bomb goes off and you can't get no sunlight, all right, you're not going to know if it's day or night. It's going to be freezing ass cold because you can't get no sunlight. Imagine that. Even if you do somehow manage to survive the bomb itself, life without the Messiah returning to repair the world from that destruction is going to be impossible.
Okay. Joel chapter 2, verse 11. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executes his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and whom can abide it?
So don't let people fool you, man. Don't let people tell you that the Lord is going to come back and save everybody. All right, this day that is on the door right now. We're in the gates of that day right now. Currently, if you're watching this video, that's a terrible day, man. And we should all be in fear for the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, the Lord is not a man that you should think that he's not a man of his word, man. And he's telling you it's going to be a very terrible day. All right, nobody's going to be able to stop it, and it's really a joke, man. The Lord's telling you, are you going to stop me? A lot of these scriptures are like, are sarcasm, man. So the Lord's not genuinely asking you a question. He's just mocking the people that think that this isn't going to happen. You got anything you want to add?
And the only thing I was going to add, brother, is that day is something that even brothers, we don't really understand how bad it's going to be yet, because we're not in the situation. We have what the scriptures say, and we understand that it's going to be a bad time. It's not going to be a pleasant time at all by any means. But we don't really understand the full capacity of how in lack of better terms, shit-tastical is going to be until we're there. And and this comes after Jacob's trouble. So knowing how shit-tastical Jacob's trouble is going to be, going into this, it's like, if you're not saved, then like the brother said, man, the nature of fire, man, it's gonna find your ass. Judgment's gonna find you, and that's not gonna be a how would you say it, a short death, man. All right, because the Lord, he's gonna leave your spirit inside of your body to burn your spirit clean, man. Because you people out here, all right, that aren't following the commandments of Yahushai, that aren't preaching the truth of his gospel, and are not ministering in the truth and sincerity of the brotherhood. Okay, your souls are blackened, man, and you have to be purified. And fire is the number one go-to for purification on the planet Earth. Okay.
Right.
And that was it on that, brother.
Yeah, it was on this.
Yep. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 12. And it says, Therefore, as now, saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning.
Right, man. So that's what is an expectation of the Lord. Like Baruch, it says, now that that was your mind to go away from the Most High, you should return to him 10 times more. And that's what he expects us to do, with fasting. All right, you have to discipline yourself. All right, you can't be a double-minded man. James, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. All right, and weeping, man, because we're making this video, but it's not like we're not absolutely terrified of what we're about to
Embark on.
right. And we pray that the Lord is dealing with us and that he keeps us safe. All right, because he did through our first Exodus. Okay, so when this Exodus of America, we pray that our salvation is nigh, man. That we might possibly get a chance to get out of here by following all his law, statutes, and commandments, and prophesying of not having to endure some of the things that these people are out here are going to have to endure, man. So we're absolutely terrified, man. But the world is not. The world is still caught up in this low vibration, man. That they think that this thing is going to keep going on forever and ever, man. This bread and circus.
They have no idea that there's wolves at the door, man. Okay. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 13. And it says, Render your heart and not your garments, and turn unto the Lord for your Yahweh, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindliness, and repenteth him of evil.
All right, man. And that Lord, the Lord is slow to anger, but he's absolutely seething with anger at this point. Okay, and with his son as well, the Messiah, been waiting thousands of years to get payback on the people that put him on that cross, man. All right, that crucified him. Okay, this world that is completely contrary to the scriptures and the laws that he gave the Israelites, man. All right. So, but the Lord's merciful though. If you're willing to return back to His grace, man, then you might be one of those chosen, some of those elect that are able to avoid some of these perils and tribulations that are going to be coming to America here real soon, man.
And the most beautiful thing apart of man is if you are willing to turn back to his grace and his laws and his statutes and his commandments and to the scriptures, then Lord willing, then you have an ancient spirit that was given unto you from Yahweh from the very beginning, because in the scriptures, man, it talks about how about the elect, man. And to be of the elect, those are the traits that you would have. Okay, so we don't know who the elect is and who's going to be saved at this point, but we have hope, because what's the scripture say? Like Elder Gabar always says, man, prisoners of hope through the scriptures and through works and through faith and through fasting and through weeping and through with returning unto him by our heart, our mind, meditating, that we can be saved, man, that we can avoid that great fire and be saved, man. And that's what we do this for. And if not, then it's okay. We're gonna be having, the Lord is so merciful and great, that his arm's not short to save. Even though you may have to die here in America, okay, you're gonna get the kingdom of everlasting salvation and righteousness in the kingdom of heaven. Okay?
Right.
And that's to you Jakes, man, not you fucking heathens. Death to you heathens, man.
God. I'll grab this one for you, Art.
Come.
Can we start at 1?
Yeah, you can start at 1.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Okay, so the Lord brought, captivity to Judah and Jerusalem, man. Okay, so to the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, and it was great the way he did it, because Jerusalem thought they were already free. Excluding Levi and Benjamin, man, in the southern kingdom. Jerusalem thought they were free. They thought they had escaped, the prosecution of the so-called white man, or the son of perdition, man. And they were over here in the Americas, and the Lord, man, hands not short to save, but hands not short to destroy as well. He brought over, our southern kingdom brothers, and brought also the so-called white man into the land of America, all right, and turned this place into Babylon the Great, man, and put into captivity you 12 tribes of Israel's, all right, starting with Judah, the head tribe, all the way down until whatever tribe would be at the bottom, man. Not to say that there's a tribe at the bottom, but you get what I'm saying, okay? Every tribe of Israel was under prosecution, under slavery, and under genocide, man. They were killing our southern kingdom brothers in the fields, okay? They were killing our northern kingdom brothers, all right, in their huts while they were hunting, and killing the women and the children, and then sending them off to Spain. A lot of our northern kingdom brothers ended up going to Spain. A lot of the southern kingdom brothers, ended up staying in Africa and were able to blend in with Ham. So, that's what the scripture talks about when it talks about the separation of Israel, man. All right, the spreading of Israel throughout the entire world, man, because they took, us as a nation and spread us around the world, man, regardless of what tribe you were from. There wasn't a tribe that didn't suffer prosecution, slavery, and death. Okay? And it says, like the brother said, he will gather all nations and bring them into the valley of Jehoshaphat. The valley of Jehoshaphat is Syria, man. And that's a hot topic for every single nation, man. All right? And a big part of it is that pipeline, man. How did the Lord know this, man, so many years ago, that this would be going on right now after the captivity of the tribes of Israel took place, man? Okay, because you people have a short-term memory, man. You act like segregation wasn't 50 years ago and slavery wasn't damn near 100 years ago. Okay, and there will the Lord plead with the people for his heritage sake, man. Heritage goes back to the root of my holy people, all right, which goes back to the root of Kadash or Lashawan Kadash, sanctified, separated. So his heritage is separated from the rest of you nations, man. Okay, and it says who they have scattered among all the nations. How did they scatter us, man? Through slave trade, man. All right, you Hamites had a part to play with that, therefore you would be punished. You fucking you Elamites and you Ishmaelites had a part to play with that, handing over our Southern Kingdom brothers over to the white man. You will pay for that. And then first and foremost, you fucking Edomites, man, you're gonna pay for that. All right, because you parted the Lord's land. You took America, where one tribe would be over here, and they'd be the I don't know, Apaches. You took that land and made it Texas. You took the Seminoles land and made it Florida. You took the Cherokee land and made it Colorado or the YouTube. All right, and they were going off at the time, but you didn't have a right to do that, man. And the Lord also says if you touch the pride of it, the apple of his eye, you will be punished, man. And Israel, as a people, is the apple of the Lord's eye, and therefore the Lord's gonna plead with you, man. So let's go ahead and see how he's gonna plead with you for his heritage, man, for the apple of his eye.
All right.
16, 17.
16,
Or,
17.
start at 15, actually.
All right.
Oh, we should.
For behold, this is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
God, man. Okay, like the brother said, man, the Lord is slow to anger, but he's furious with the world. Okay, because I think it's Revelations 18 and like 10 or something where it says the sins of this place have reached the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me on that, but the Lord is pissed the fuck off, man. Okay, and he's gonna come and destroy this place with that fire that was so well emanated emanated through the words of Joel chapter 2, man. Okay, it's gonna climb up in your windows and all over those buildings and over your bodies and destroy your bodies and purge your souls, man. The Lord's gonna utterly lay this place desolate, man. And that's evident in the scriptures. And if you don't believe that, then you don't know the scriptures and you don't know the Lord. Simple and plain. Okay? Because he's coming with rebukes of fire, man. You didn't want to listen to his word? Okay. That's cool. Die then.
Yeah.
Okay? That's simple. That's how it is, man. Okay? Because his law is life. His law, it is not grievous. It's the way that you should be living. And it's a good life. It's a great life. You'll have your own women and you won't have your brother fucking them. You'll have your own land. You'll feel good. You'll eat well. You'll be healthy. You'll live long. You'll live to see your grandchildren's grandchildren. You'll live to see your house grow. Okay? It's a beautiful thing to be in the presence of the Holy Spirit, okay, and follow the laws, the statutes, and commandments of thy Creator, man. It's beautiful. And not to be vain, but there's pleasures and gifts that come along with that. Because that makes the Lord happy. That makes your Father happy. And when your Father's happy, you get things. Okay? But when he's pissed off, you get your ass whooped. And this time, it's that rebuke with his fire. Okay? Next one, Bubble Show.
This is 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Done. Okay. So there's a lot of you children upon the earth, including you heathen nations. All right, that the Lord is going to plead with by fire and his sword. Sword breaking down to utensil used to kill. Pencil could be a sword. Spoon could be a sword. Okay. But in this case, it's going to be nuclear, IMBC, ICBM, fire, bro. Satan 2. Okay. With all flesh. Okay. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. So there's going to be a multitude of you people that get killed, man. Right? Referring to Second Esdras, man, this world was made for many, and the next for a few. All right, because there's not going to be a lot of people that go up in that chariot for hiding, man, for protection, and you're going to be mad as hell and very, very, very upset when you see a bunch of Latinos, Negroes, Native Americans, and all the tribes of Israel getting sucked up, being that they are of the 144, into those chariots, and you left on the ground to deal with that fire and that sword. Okay? And that's all I got, man, brother. Go to the next one.
Okay.
I'll read this for you. This is 2 Peter's, all right, chapter 3, verse 10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up."
That's right, man. So I mean, that's another cut towards that hell doctrine, man. Where we're in hell now, and that's the truly scary part. Is people don't believe that this life we're living is hell because they've been given certain freedoms. They're not even really freedoms to do what they want. Very, very minor things, very minute things. All right. Well, what's going to melt elements, though? That's not talking about some type of dominion under the ground. Where you go when you die. All right. What's going to make these elements on this current state of Earth that we're living in now melt, man? Like something that's made of pure steel. All right. What's going to melt the ground, man? And clearly, if you have the Spirit of the Lord on you, you'll know that's talking about a nuclear missile, man. All right. And then that's what the Lord's going to do. It's going to come as a thief in the night. So the majority of the people in the world are not going to be aware to this. All right. It's going to catch a lot of people off guard, man. But the point of the matter is, like the brother was saying, we need to get cleaned up, man. This place has made all of our spirits wicked. We have all these, carnal thoughts. We can't help but just go off all the time. These heathens are out of control. All right. Right. I mean, if this place didn't get destroyed, this place, there would not be another generation, man. You got these little kids, all this transsexual movement and all this other stuff, man. Just in the brief couple decades that we've been in these last couple decades, the New World Order agenda has progressed so far that there won't be another next couple generations, man. It would have thoroughly destroyed itself. These heathens, given the ability to complete their New World Order agenda, all right, would destroy themselves. And that's a fearful thing. That's how powerful the Most High is, man. He's setting these people up to truly believe that they can, do the things that they've done without punishment, without fear of judgment, and then thinking that they're going to get away with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a dude that has an unpaid bill, and he's trying to slip out the back door, and he's putting his key into the car door to get in his shit and turn his shit on and break out. But that's when you get rushed, man.
That's when they set a bomb in the ignition.
Toast it up. Yeah, and then we grab 11, and then we'll go ahead and knock these last couple ones out.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11, and it says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and all godliness?"
Right, man. So this is the time to determine who you're going to stand for, or what you're going to stand for.
There's only two slots to stand.
Right. You're going to choose good, or you're going to choose evil, man. And I always told myself, I was like, and you have to remove yourself and all your wants and your wishes and things that you've been through, things that have hurt you in your life, to realize what the ultimate and the bigger picture is, man. And that's how the Lord wants you to think. He wants you to see the bigger picture, man, and overlook yourself. All right. Because if we go through this judgment, man, then we get the kingdom. All right. And the kingdom is going to usher in, like the brother was saying, all these different beautiful things that we haven't even been able to fathom. Just like we can't fathom the terrible things of Jacob's trouble and this nuclear fire, man. Imagine the things that you can't even fathom in the kingdom, man. So, I always tell myself, I'm like, well, if all I have to do is die, it's not like we haven't died before.
You know what I'm saying? God.
So, like I said, it's about what you're willing to stand for, what you're willing to fight for, and then what you're willing to die for, man. All right. So what's gonna dissolve the world, man? What's gonna eat up these cars, man? Like that picture with Sarah Connor and Terminator that I put in the beginning of this video. That's gonna go in and out the windows. It's gonna find your ass in your little cellar underground. It's gonna melt your skyscrapers, like the brother said. It's gonna melt the highways, melt the elements. But it's supposed to be some dude that has a trident pitchfork.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Turn your flesh into ash in an instant.
Con. People are too gullible, man. You really do. This is something to be fearful of, man. And it's gonna catch you as a thief in the night. We're gonna grab these next couple ones here, and then I'll read this before you are, and then wrap it up. It's Obadiah 1:12. But thou shouldest not. And this, really quick before we read this is why America has to be destroyed, man. This is why this has to happen. Obadiah 1:12. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress.
God, man, so you fucked up, man. Okay, you shouldn't have done what you did unto the children of Israel. You shouldn't have done what you did unto Judah, man. Okay, you took the Judite brothers, you put them on slave plantations, all right, in Tennessee, and you shipped in Mississippi, and you shipped them out to the rest of the fucking places down south in America, being Georgia, all right, being Texas, being Florida, and all these plantations, and you destroyed them, man. You fed them pig slop, all right, you fed them chitlins, and you forced that down their throat. You buck broke them, all right. You were molesting men, putting your rods in men's assholes in front of their children's, man, in front of their wives. All right, you shouldn't have done it, man. And then you spoke proudly about it. You were happy about it. Yeah. Let's go catch us a nigger, man. Let's have a picnic after we buck break nigger, and then we'll hang them afterwards.
That's right.
All right, you fucking Edomites. And then you be mad. And the funny thing is, you be mad when you see brothers out there on the streets and the highways and the byways confessing what you've done. You get mad at us for confessing what you've done. So obviously, thou shouldest not have. Okay? Because we don't have the power to do something about it quite yet. Believe that. We don't have the power to do something about that right now. Like Stephen was saying, believe that, Django. But the Lord, he's going to give the power out. Okay? And to the men that get it, Yahweh Manar. And if I get it, nowhere to run, baby.
Right.
Nowhere to hide. You Edomites is going to get it, man. That's what this whole chapter is about, man. What you've done. And why the calamities of your pending destruction, judgment, and desolation is going to come upon you, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it states perfectly why what you did and what your punishment is, man. And there's no escaping it at all. Ain't no slipping out the back door. Ain't no who, what, where, when, hows. Ain't no buts.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna get it, man.
Right.
Thou shouldest not have. Okay. We gonna read the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, come.
The second one in verses 13 is going to say, thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity.
Simply put, man, thou shouldest not have, man. You shouldn't have came into the gates of Jerusalem when you were throwing down our holy city, man, saying burn it into its very foundation. You shouldn't have forced us to flee into these other nations and to live amongst these heathens and have these heathens turn us into captivity and then bring us to a place where we knew not, spoke not your language, and force us to work your lands and build up your kingdom and made calamity upon us, man, and looked at our affliction like, well, you're free now. It's fair now.
Right.
Equal rights. There's nothing you Negroes can do that I can't do. But the police ain't in your neighborhoods, man. You're not subject to be in those houses of chains, man. You're not subject to free labor on the side of the highways picking up trash. You're not subject to being, pulled over because you're black on a Tuesday. All right, but you do the most drugs. You put the drugs in the neighborhoods. You put the guns in the neighborhoods. You file the papers to put that alcohol shop, that liquor store, on every single block of the neighborhoods. And then you look at our calamity like it's fair, like it's equal, like your hands are scot free. You didn't do nothing, wiped clean. It's a joke, man. Okay, and the Lord knows it's a joke. You may be able to deceive the mass of these peoples, these 66.6 Israelites out here, but you're not deceiving the one that's going to be left therein, the one part. Okay, you're not deceiving it. Okay, that part that's going to be left therein, we know your bullshit, man. We know what you do. The other two parts, they might turn a blind eye. They might understand to a certain degree what you do. They might turn a blind eye, like a what is it? Was it Malcolm X or fucking Martin Luther King that said, "Turn ye the cheek."
It had to be Queen.
Had to be Queen, bro. Okay, they might turn the other cheek, let you smack the other cheek like Anthony Davis's gay ass. Okay, but we know, man, and we ain't turning no cheek. All right, we confessing to your kings, to your court systems, and to your law systems, and to your judgment systems, and to every fiber of your being. We gonna confess unto the Most High of the wickedness that you've committed, man, and we cry out day and night, waiting for salvation, man. Baba Kushah. Because soon our calamity is gonna turn into your calamity, man, and that's the day that we waiting for. Okay. This last one right here. Okay.
Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have not have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of his distress.
Wow, man, how do you think your police force got started, man? What did they start as? Do some history, do some research, think a little bit, read. Okay, those were slave escape patrol. Okay, so if you were a slave on a plantation, okay, mostly Judites, and you other nations that were dark and could not you other nations, but you other tribes that were dark and could pass as Judites, working with the Judites on the plantations. If you were to escape, guess who was sitting there in the crossway waiting for your ass with a noose? Your modern day policeman. Okay, and they put a massive distress upon our people because of course we're gonna run, of course we're gonna flee. Y'all talking about pick this cotton, we cutting our hands up all day, and if you don't meet this quota, you gonna get whooped or butt broke in front of your family. Of course we're gonna flee. That's human nature. But guess what they did? They set up the crossroads so that when you would flee, they would have someone waiting for your ass to noose you up, man, and deliver you up. All right. To those that did remain, they would make an example of you, man. All right, to strike fear into our people. Thus, why the 66.6 can't get it today? Because they still have that fear in the back of their mind of watching that same 1/3 brother, all right, Yahweh willing, be an example unto you. But guess what, man? We're an example of you unto you now, and you're not taking that example, man. Okay? Because just like then, the brothers are willing to die for their freedom, willing to die for the Lord, willing to die for Yahweh Yahweh Shah, willing to die for the commandments, and you're not. Simple and plain, man. It's like a game of Monopoly being played on you brothers' backs, man. And all you have to do to stop the game is stand up. The game board falls off, all the pieces fall on the floor, and these Edomites look stupid. But you won't do it because they got you so destroyed, man. And this is part of the reason why. Okay? It's simple, man. The scriptures are simple. It's you idiots that make it fucking complicated. Okay? You can go on to the next one, brother. Unless you got something to add.
Oh yeah, you pretty much hit it on the head. They should have not done what they did, and as a result, that's going to cause for this nuclear destruction, man. And like you're saying too, Israel just getting down 2/3 of Israel just okaying it and wanting to be part of America, they're gonna get burnt up too.
Come on. We'll read this one for you. This is Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, verse 3. And it says, And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go into the mountain of the Lord, to the house of Yahweh of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and he will walk in and we will walk in his path. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord for Jerusalem.
So after this nuclear fire, man, these nations, after they go into they're going to go into captivity. Basically, they're going to serve their slavery, man, and they're going to be happy, man. And basically that the Obadiah is really towards you Edomites, but that goes for you other nations as well, man. You adopted that American custom, that platform of wickedness, man, that spiritual Cain syndrome. All right, because America went around the world and handed out its doctrines to all you other nations, and you other heathens, man, you other nations had that twinkling eye in your eye, where you wanted to get down and make insane amounts of money with the same platform, with the economic structure that America set up, man. Right, that cup of wrath, man. You want to run your system the same way, that tax farm shit, man. All right. So you other nations, you're gonna have to, get punished for that as well. And honestly, bottom line, like the brother was saying, thou shouldest not have, man. So as a result, there's gonna be this martial law. There's gonna be this this extreme downfall of America and this world economy. All right. There's not gonna be any more going to work. You're gonna witness your kids getting dashed to stones in pieces in front of your face. All right. And then after that nuclear fire, okay, the elect, the house of Dawadah, all right, and Yahweh Shai are going to rebuild the earth, man. And then you other nations, including you Edomites, are going into slavery, man. All right, for the things that you did to the Lord's children, even for the things that you did to the 2/3, man.
Okay. This is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4, and it says, And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more.
Right, man. So after the Lord is a man of war, but after that time when this Jacob's trouble comes, all right, that martial law and that immense amount of death and pestilence and people being slaughtered by the millions, and this captivity happens, and there's going to be peace, man. It's like it says in Genesis, there won't be peace on earth until Shiloh come, man. And Shiloh, I believe, makes peace. It means peace, and that's what we're all waiting for, man. You'd have to be literally insane to not want that, instead of being at the bottom of the barrel in America. I'm not saying you should have this insatiable want to, be better than your brother or convey another man, but, the way we live is not right, man. There has to be more than this shit, And you Edomites and you heathens, man, in this common society, you're not going to get away with what you did, all right? And as a result, you're going into slavery, man.
Right.
And then we'll end it on this one.
This is Revelations 13 and 10. It says, He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right, and we're those hopeful saints, man, starting with the elders down and the senior brothers and other camps, man. All right, and we're hopefully and patiently waiting for you other nations to go into chains, man. Because the Lord promised us that. All right, He promised us the destruction of America. Okay, He promised nuclear fire to clean up this earth, man. All right, He promised His kingdom to us. All right, and that verse is pretty much self-explanatory. So we didn't want the video to run too long, and hopefully this subject, we did justice to. Like I said, we're the brothers from GMS, Colorado, and we want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, double honors to the other apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to you brothers out there pushing, man. Keep pushing.
Shalom, Marky.
Smoke is the key ingredient in understanding the after effects of the first nuclear war. After the blast, the shock wave smashes what remains. Chemical factories and refineries further feed the flames. Huge firestorms whip up great winds and send enormous clouds of smoke miles into the atmosphere. There are enough strategic nuclear weapons in the world to ignite every major city in the northern hemisphere and produce enough smoke to blanket most of the land. From high above the North Pole, the first nuclear exchange looks like an eerie display of fireworks. Its combined force is 400,000 times greater than the Hiroshima bomb. In the days and weeks that follow, clouds of soot enshroud the Earth. Temperatures plummet. The planet is gripped in a nuclear winter.
As these smoke clouds move out and prevent sunlight from reaching the surface, temperatures will rapidly begin to drop. We already know from our everyday experience that at nighttime, when there's no sunlight, it gets cold. And it would only take a few days for the loss of sunlight at the surface to drop temperatures in the continents to sub-freezing temperatures.
The nuclear exchange has claimed several hundred million victims. Darkness descends at noon, and day becomes eerie twilight. Those who do survive face extreme cold. Crops and livestock are wiped out, and places that were warm just a few days before are covered in snow and ice.